Okay, how's it guys? This is Twinzy here on my first official video. Today we're looking at baseball. So maybe to explain where we're coming from. I'm in South Africa. I'm in Africa, y'all. I'm in Africa. Sup, brothers, the motherland. I'm kidding. So yeah, we do have, I think, baseball or something like that. Yeah, softball. I think I don't know what they call it. I've never played this game. We do have cricket. I think cricket is the second, if not third, most followed sport in the country. So, well, the only time you see baseball is when we are watching American movies, and obviously you won't see the whole game. You only see the exciting parts. So it's hard to follow that when you don't know the rules, basically. So I did try to watch a game. I'm not sure which channel, one of those sports channels, and I was like, this shit is not for me. Not because it was boring or anything like that, but I couldn't get the rules at all. And I've heard people say that it's kind of like cricket, and I was like, nah, that's not cricket. But let's see the rules here. I've got a video that I'm gonna play. We'll check it out and see how it goes.
Since I started Noom, I've lost 70 pounds.
I've lost 97 pounds with Noom.
I've lost 92 pounds on Noom.
I'm a stress eater and I'm a comfort eater, and I looked for food to fill the void. Tried Noom and I lost 10 pounds, which to me was huge. I hadn't seen the scale move in so long.
I worked out every day for a year and just
Hello friends, welcome to the School of Sports. In this video, I'm going to tell you the rules of baseball. Baseball is played with a bat, ball and a glove. Now the bat is...
You see, with cricket, okay, let me let the video continue, then I'll interject when I think it's necessary.
circular in shape, so it's hard to hit the ball where you really want to hit it. Baseball is played in massive stadiums, and you would see 4 blocks on the baseball field. They are called base. And because it's played with a ball, the game is called baseball. Baseball is played between 2 teams. One team would be batting at a time, and the other team would be fielding.
Okay, first similarity with cricket. We've got the batting team. One inning will be batting, the other inning will be fielding. So the field placement, oh yeah. Cricket is like round. This one is, yeah, whatever the shit shape is.
At a time, and after an inning they would switch their roles, so the batting team would field and the fielding team would bat.
Yeah.
Baseball is played in a 90-degree area, so only this area would be used for playing. If the ball goes into any other area, it's not really useful. Now the basic purpose of baseball is pitcher throws the ball, batsman hits the ball in the playing area, and then batsman goes to first base, second base, third base and back to the home. That is 1 run.
You see now, with cricket, you've got 2 batters, basically 2 batters. A bowler who's gonna come, you hit the ball. If you run the other side and the other one comes the other side, that's 1 run. If they come back, that's 2 runs. So yeah, you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and come back, and it's a full run. Are you shit? Yo, God.
The team that scores more runs wins the match. Let's take a look at the top view. This is how it looks like from the top. This is a field. This is how it looks like from top. Let's cover some terminology. This is a pitching mound. This is a home plate, and then first base, second base, third base. So there are 4 bases, and then this is center field, left field, right field, and foul line. So foul line determines the playing area. If the ball is between the foul line, it's good. Otherwise, it's not good. And then there's a places for coaches. And if we look at the pitching mound and the home plate from this area, this is how it's gonna look like. You have a pitcher and the batter and the catcher and the umpire. Pitcher's objective is to throw the ball to the catcher, and batter need to hit it. Pitcher can throw ball from 70 to 95 miles per hour. And the distance is short, so the ball can come in just half a second. Hitter need to make his judgment to hit the ball within half second. That's fast. Mostly you would see television angle, which would have a camera behind the pitcher. So this is what you're gonna see when you look at the TV. Here's the batsman, this guy's a pitcher, and he's a catcher, and here's an umpire. And you...
Yeah, like, Yeah, that's weird. In cricket, you're gonna have two batsmen. The umpire will be standing behind the batsman, and even the the bowler, even how the bowler is positioned. Like you have to like run in for you to bowl. You don't throw the ball. If you throw the ball, that's a no ball basically. I think it's the rules of cricket compared to, yeah, this is completely different. Let's see how it goes though.
You see this white box, this is called a strike zone. So what is this strike zone? Basically, the objective of pitcher is to throw the ball into the strike zone. Strike zone is between the waist and the knee, that's the height, and the width is equal to the base plate. Width is same for all players, but the height depends upon the height of the player. Taller players have a bigger strike zone. Let's talk about strike. What is strike in baseball? When pitcher throws a ball in the strike zone and the batter didn't swing his bat, that is a strike. Even if ball is on the boundary, that is strike. If pitcher throws 3 strikes, then the player is strike out. The player would go out.
Then how do you know the ball is in the strike zone? In terms of height, I get the sides, because you've got these two white lines that determine that the ball shouldn't be this side. But what about the height and like how high the ball went or how low the ball went? Is it the umpire's role to judge, or what? Like, it's a hard job, guys.
Out, and then the next player would come in. Another thing is ball. What is ball? If a pitcher throws a ball outside the strike zone and batter didn't swing his bat, then that is a ball. If pitcher throws 4 balls, then a walk to first base. So the batsman would go to the first base, and as you see here, the second batsman would come and stand on the home plate. There's another way in which strike can happen. If a batsman has swung his bat, and then it doesn't matter whether the ball is inside the strike zone or the ball is outside the strike zone. If he's not able to contact the ball and swing his bat, that is a strike. This is where it gets very interesting. If the pitcher knows that the batsman is going to swing, then he's going to throw a crazy ball and there's no way the hitter is going to hit it, and that would be a strike. That's what the pitcher needs. Another thing is hit by pitch. So if a pitcher throws the ball and it hits the batsman, then it's a hit by pitch, and then pitcher gets to walk, so he would move to the first base and the next player would come in. Let's talk about foul. So if a pitcher throws the ball, it hits the bat, and then it goes into the non-playing area, that's called foul. So you see here, the pitcher throws the ball, and these are the foul lines. So
normally in cricket, you just require contact. There's no fouls. So basically, it's you. The bowler comes and bowls, you bat, hit the ball. Doesn't matter where it goes, as long as it's not in the air and it's caught, or it hits you leg before wicket or anything like that. But the whole purpose is to get runs. You played in space, played if you've got power, or contact. If a good contact, that's for 6, and then you played around 4s. If it goes around the boundary line, which is round, and the pitch is in the middle of the field, not this angle I'm seeing here. Like, come on, yo.
Yeah, within the foul line is fine. If it goes outside, then it's a foul ball. So any of these shots, the ball would be a foul ball. So what is really foul ball? Is it a strike or a ball? It depends. It depends upon the situation. If there's a 0 strike and then there's a foul, then that is counted as strike. If there's 1 strike and it's a foul, then it is counted as a strike. If you have 2 strikes and then you do foul, it doesn't really count. So if you have a 0 or 1 strike, then the foul would be counted as a strike. If you have 2 strikes, then foul doesn't really mean anything. Let's look at a fair ball, the most fun part. So pitcher threw the ball, batsman hit it, and it's in the playing field. Anywhere in the playing field is fine. Even if ball lands in the playing field and then goes out, that is also fine. Once player hits the ball, it's a fair ball. He must go to the first base. He doesn't have any choice. He needs to go to the first base.
The fact that if you hit the ball, you have to run, it sounds like there's this game you play, also based on cricket, it's called hit and run. So you bowl, it's either you leave the ball, or the minute there's contact on the bat, you have to run. So normally played in small areas, just have to place the ball in a space where it's going to allow you to run to the other side, and then If you've got two players, you can run and come back, or you can just switch, run both of the sides, and then that's a run. So this sounds like it's like your biggest hit and run. You hit the ball, you have to run.
Let's take a quick look of what we learned so far. Ball is in the strike zone. Batter didn't swing his bat. That's strike. 3 strikes is equal to out. Ball is outside the strike zone. Batter didn't swing his bat. That is a ball. 4 ball is equal to 1 walk. Batter swing his bat but was not able to connect with the ball. Doesn't matter whether the ball is inside the strike zone or outside. It is called a strike, and 3 strike is 1 out. If a ball hits the batsman, that is called hit, and in that case, the batsman get to walk to the first base. If the ball strikes the bat and it goes into the foul area, then it's called foul ball. If a player has 0 or 1 strike, then the foul would count as strike. If a player has 2 strikes, then the foul would do nothing. If a player contact the ball and it goes into the fair area, it's called fair ball. In that case, the batsman must go to the first base. Let's talk about the ways in which a player can get out. So the first way is here, the pitcher threw the ball, batsman hit the ball, it's in the air, and one of the fielders caught the ball. In this case, it's out. If ball went...
Same thing. If you hit the ball and then it's caught, that's out. Obviously, the bowler needs to bowl a legal delivery. Hopefully they'll cover the bowling here. We're going to compare them. So if you hit the ball, you hit it, it's caught, or you nick the ball, it's caught behind the wicket. Yeah.
High and player catches somewhere here, it's called pop out. But if ball goes like deep into the field and there's someone catches it, it's called as the fly out. Let's talk about put out. Pitcher threw the ball, batsman hit the ball, nobody caught it directly. Now the hitter must run to the first base. But before hitter runs to the first base, if a fielder can reach to the first base with the ball in his hand, then the player is put out. In this case, because fielder is close, he reached before the batsman, so he's a put out. Let's talk about tag out.
So isn't that a run out in our case? If you're playing cricket, you hit the ball, it goes to any space, you go for a run, and then it's similar to a run out basically. Then the fielder was going to throw the ball to what we call a wicket keeper or a player on the other side, catches it, hits the wickets before you can actually get into the crease. So that's what we would call a run out basically in cricket. But let's see how it goes.
So pitcher threw the ball, hitter hits the ball, fielder is coming to get the ball, and then runner is running. Now here, the fielder with the ball has 2 options. One, either he moved to the base, in that case it's a put out, or he can just touch the player who's running. So if a fielder has a ball in his hand and he touches a player who's running, then it's a tag out. Consider this scenario. Pitcher threw the ball, hitter hit the ball, and then fielder got to the ball. Now in this case, you might be wondering, runner should be able to run to the first base. There's no way fielder can either touch him or he can reach to the first base. So he should be fine, right? But think about it. What if this player can reach to the first base and another player can throw the ball? Now the player is on the base, has the ball, and if they can do it before the hitter reaches first base, then hitter would be out. So that's what exactly going to happen here. He threw the ball before.
So this is exactly what a run out is then in our case. Basically, you hit the ball, goes into space. The one side is a wicketkeeper with the gloves. The other side is the bowler or any other player that's around the field. Before the other player can reach any side, if I throw it into either side and catches it, but you have to hit the wicket before they get it to into the crease. So, and because it's very complicated, we've got a review system where umpire is an option. When he's not sure, he's gonna go upstairs, TV umpire, to verify that the wickets or the bails on top of the wickets were dislodged before the player can actually touch the crease or get into the crease with his bat or his body or whatever. But yeah.
Before runner reaches there, so he's out. In case runner is able to reach to the first base without getting out, then what would happen is player 2 would come here and he would bat. In that case, we would say first base is loaded and second player is batting. Let's talk about first base loaded and stolen base. If you remember, this is first base, this is second base, this is third base. So here first base is loaded. Now what can happen is when pitcher is throwing the ball, he can run and go to the second base. Look what happens. He went there and he's able to do it before catcher throws the ball back to the player. To prevent player one to move to the base second, they move the player to the first base. The reason they do it, because now in this scenario, pitcher can throw ball directly to the first base and player one would be out. So player one needs to reach out to the first base before pitcher throws the ball and the person on the first base catches the ball. Now pitcher has a second option, which is he needs to throw the ball to the batsman as well. He need to make decision whether he need to throw the pitch or he need to throw ball to the base. So depending upon how far this guy is, if he's somewhere here, definitely he's out. So pitcher needs to be very aware of the surroundings. Let's take a look at the first base loaded, and it's a fair play. So first base loaded, you see a player over here and second player is batting. Ball is thrown, ball is in the air, and you would see player one is in middle of first and second base. Why isn't he middle of these two bases? Why he hasn't gone to base two is because if ball is caught, then he must return to his original position. If ball is dropped, then he can move to the next base. So he's standing here and waiting whether ball will be caught or dropped. If it's caught, then he needs to come to original position. If it's dropped, he can move on to the next bases anywhere. The situation would be different if player is standing on some other base. If player is standing on third base, what would happen is he's going to wait until ball is caught, because now that ball is caught, he can move now. Before ball is caught, if he moves anywhere, he need to return to the base where he started. But now that ball is caught, he can run here, and he know there's no way this player can throw ball before he can reach. So he's gonna run here and he's able to do it. Depending upon where you are, you need to make those adjustments. So it's a very conscious sport. People need to be aware of what is happening. Let's talk about double play. What is double play? So consider this scenario. There's a player on first base and the second player is batting. Pitcher threw the ball. Ball went to one of the fielders. Now here, if this player can go to base two and he can get the ball before player one reaches to the base, then player one is out. And then if he can throw the ball to the first base before player two reaches, then he's also out. So because you got two outs, it's called double play. Let's take a look at the home run, the most fun part of the baseball. If the ball is thrown
home run, we all know about home run. Apparently, if you hit it within these boundaries, over, like hit it out, that's like a home run. In our case, if you hit it, hit the ball over any boundary, it's round, over it without it landing with inside it, it's called 6 runs automatically. If it lands inside and then it rolls into the boundary line, that's 4 runs.
Hitter hits it outside. Let's take a look in the stadium. If a ball is thrown and it's hit outside, then it's called a home run. Remember, you would see an outfield fence, so ball should go above the outfield fence to be able to make a home run. In home run, what happens is everyone would get enough time to run all the bases. Here you see there are 4 players, and because everyone was able to reach to the home base, they would get 4 runs. If there were 2 players and a home run, they get 2 runs. If 3, 1, 1.
Runs,
home run happens less frequently, but whenever it happens, it's a lot of fun. Everyone cheers up, and it's really good to see this. Let's understand from high level. When a team is batting, they get 3 outs. If a team gets 3 outs, their inning is over, and then other team would come to bat and they would need to field. So then team B comes and bats. So they also get 3 outs. These are called half innings. Combined, it's called 1 inning. So in 1 inning, they would have 6 outs. Another way of saying is in first inning, you have a top half and bottom half. In the top half, A team is batting and B is fielding, and then they would do the bottom half where B would bat and A would field. This would comprise of 1 inning. In the second inning, they'll do the same thing again. In the first or the top half, A would bat, and in the bottom half, A would ball. So they do this.
So in our case, it's basically from say 20 overs and which is like T20. 2020 or Pro 20, whatever you call it. Also 1 day international. 20 overs, 1 day international is like 50 overs. So in that case, we come and bet, and then the other team's gonna bowl for 40 overs. 40 overs is basically 50 overs is basically 6 times 50 balls. I mean, 1 over is 6 balls, and then there's 50, so it's gonna be 6 times 50, which is about 300 balls if I'm not saying nonsense. Yeah, 16. Yeah, I think it's about 300 balls actually. So each bowler has ball 6, and then we switch. The other one bowls again, obviously. And then Test cricket, which is like a 5-day cricket. It's basically the first team comes, they bat, post a score. The other team comes, they bat, post a score. Then the other team comes again, they bat, post another score. Then the last team to come, it's either they bat, so they chase the score that was after combining everything, the difference basically. But yeah.
For 9
So this is basically like a test cricket, most. In a very weird way.
innings, and whoever has more score at the end wins the match. Here, after 1 inning, the score is 0. After second inning, A scored 1, B scored 2, so the score is 1 and 2. At the end of 9 inning, they look at the score. So A has 5 points. A won the match. If it's a tie, then they keep on going one more inning until they have a winner. It's a long game. It's for 3 hours, and they throw on an average 300 pitches.
Not really. It's not a long game. Come on, 3 hours is like a T20, like 20 overs. One day nation can go the whole day. Obviously, a test can go for 5 days. It's not really long.
So it's a lot of fun to watch baseball. It's a long game. A lot of things can happen. Now let's take a look at the real match. So how are you going to read a score if you're watching match on the TV? This is what you're going to see on the right bottom or the left bottom. So let's take a deeper look into it. So what is happening here? What does it really show? It's because it's the beginning of the match, the runs is 0-0. The triangle pointing upward is showing LAA is batting first. When the triangle is down, it's called bottom inning, and then NYY would be batting. 1 shows first inning because match has just started. 0 shows the out. So because there is 0 out, it's 0. They have 3 outs, and then inning would change. The first number shows ball. So if 1, 2, 3, and if 4 ball, they get a walk. The second number shows strike. If 3 strike, then the player is out. These 3 square boxes show the first, second, and third base. Right now, because match started, nobody is standing on the bases. In case if there's a player on first base, the first base is loaded, then you would see something like this. Let's say you open up your TV and this is what you're seeing. How to figure out what is going in the match. So if you see the runs, LAA is having 7 runs, so they are leading in the match. If you look at the triangle, it's bottom. So bottom inning means NYY is batting right now. LAA has completed their batting in the 7th inning. So 7th inning is going on. For NYY, they got 2 outs, so their last batsman is batting. If they get 1 more out, the inning would be over. The 2 shows 2 balls has been delivered to that player and 2 strikes. So he needs to hit the ball. If he get 1 more strike, this inning is over. On the bases, you see there's a first and second is yellowish, which means there's a player standing on first base and second base. Now, if the batter hits a home run, imagine the batter, the player on the first base, and the player on the second base, they would get 3 runs. So the NYY would have 7 runs. So it's a close game. Right now, LA is leading, but it's a close game. So that's how you can make it out from the scoreboard, how the match is going. That's all from my side. I hope you liked it. Hit the like button, share it with your friends.
Okay, I see. Yeah, it's complicated, guys. It's very complicated. The rules, that kind of make sense, and I think the best way to actually learn more about the rules is actually go and watch the game. And then I think just spend the whole day watching a game. Try to remember those rules. I think I'm going to try it out. If there's a game that's playing, I think I'm going to try that out and see if I can actually follow the game, because this sounds very complicated. But anyway, thanks for watching, people. See you next time. I'm out.